Good morning, my artsy friends. Happy Monday morning, and welcome to our regularly scheduled Monday morning live. As always, I am super happy you guys took a few minutes out of your day to join me here. We are about to unbox, swatch, try to do some type of painting, and then I'm going to give you my ultimate opinion of these because I do not believe this is a product that I need to do like 4 or 5 paintings with in order to formulate an opinion on, like I do with professional or artist grade paints, gouache, and things of that nature. Okay, so this, friends, is the Play Color Art Gouache Solid Paint Stick. I damaged the box a little bit, or maybe it was damaged in shipping. I don't know. There's a beautiful illustration of some horses here on the front, and you can see from the illustration that these are going to be pretty big as far as the actual medium stick itself is concerned. Um, Let me zoom out just a touch. Uh, well, I guess I can't. Sorry about that. I know it was wiggling in your face. Sorry about that, but just can't zoom out anymore. So we're gonna have to make this work. All right. It says instant on the top. If you flip them over on the back, several different languages here. English. Oh, that's not English. Okay, we can read the UK. Great for sketching and painting in an easy, clean, and practical way. Perfect for paper, canvas, cardboard, wood, etc. Apply directly without use of water, except when aiming for different effects. Varnish not required. Extremely easy to spread. Quick drying. Doesn't wrinkle paper. No solvents. No solvents added. Oh, it didn't say you couldn't add solvents though. Help the creative process. Okay. So you can apply them to paper, canvas, cardboard, wood, etc. Um, no varnish required. It didn't say you couldn't. It just says no varnish is required. So they must dry hard like a tempera stick. Apply directly without use of water, except when aiming for different effects. So I guess you could probably use them more like an oil pastel. Ooh. Let's get these cracked open. Okay, so there's a 24 finest color chart. It here is digital. It basically shows you the colors that you excuse me, the colors that you have and the name that's been assigned to each of those colors. There's a couple of different application effects down here. Scratch, mixing colors, watercolor effect, or wax effect. Okay. It gives you out of their distribution information. Now, these are made in the People's Republic of China. European brand and formula, but it has Spain. So the company Play Color, I'm sorry, itself must be located in Spain because it has their address and telephone number here, but the product itself is made in China. All right. Yeah. Conforms to EN 71 as well as a STMD 4236. All right, let's crack these open because that's pretty much it. It's enough reading. See what we got. Now it comes in this little corrugated box. I mean, this little flimsy box. And there we have it. Those are pretty big. Kind of big. Now, before we get too lost in the sauce and fascinated with these, we know from the experience with the Woody 3-in-1 that some of this stuff can be deceptive. So let's just go here, right now, and see how much media we're actually working with one of these. Oh, well, okay. Oh, okay. That's definitely a full. Can I take it out? Is it glued in? Wait, let me see if I can screw it out. Okay, so there you can see the end. That's definitely a full. That's much more medium than you get in those Woody 3-in-1s. So I just wanted to get that out the way from the jump before I got to loving these. and got into swatch them and realized it was only a third of a stick and would have been so upset. All right. So here, friends, we have plastic, two-piece tube, pull off top. The top has gripping on it, so it's pretty easy to take off. There's a suction when it snaps on to let you know that it's sealed. That's pretty cool. I guess it's going to help keep the media from drying out. As you saw, it has a screw bottom that screws the product out and in, and it also has gripping on it to make it easy. The cap and the turner are color coded to match the actual color of the media. So you basically have your color swatching on the outside of your barrel. This is 10 grams, and it says Play Color Art Gouache Solid Paint. Same information on the back of the box, basically. So there's no need to recover that. And then there is a product number printed on the inside. Let's see if it's the same. Okay, so 240 must be the set number, and then each color has its own individual number. That's 412, that's 416. Let me just do a third one to verify that. Yeah, that's 415, 240, 415. Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. So they actually do have color numbers on them too. It's just printed on the inside of the twist part of the barrel. That's pretty cool. All right. There's nothing to it but to do it and swatch them, because that's all of the relevant information that's on the tubes, that's on the box. Let's we're gonna reorder this a little bit. Let's see if we can get some. That looks almost like it's got a purple undertone to it. I don't know if that would be pink. I'm gonna put it there like it is though. You know, you never know. That's more of a peachy, maybe flesh tone that they're trying to emulate there. They look like they're gonna be so creamy. I can't wait. I cannot wait. That is turquoise. That's gonna be pretty. I'm gonna push all of these up. Let me see. Let me stand them up here. That way I can just grab them one at a time and swatch them. But I just want to try to get them in some type of relevant color order quickly. I'm probably going to be off on some of the temperatures, but that's okay. They'll be in a general color family anyway. Um, and blue, purple, and then I would go into earth tones. That looks like a yellow ochre. If I had to guess these, ooh, what is that? I don't know. That may actually be a red. That may be like a wine color. We're gonna have to swatch it to see. If I have it in the wrong spot over here, we'll be okay. But we're gonna put that, yeah, like that. And then we got two shades of brown here. They didn't put the names on the actual barrels, I don't think. But I know there are names on the box. So, if you get these and you do a swatch sheet of them, you may want to cut out that little swatching off the back of the box, you know? That way you can have color names if this is just something that you like to have to refer to. I'm going to swatch these in my normal swatching book, Canson XL 140-pound cold press, acid-free watercolor paper. Get those over there. Let's see. Oh, wait. There was something else in the box. We have a brochure. I'm glad I picked it back up. But here is the little color swatching I was talking about. So maybe you can cut that off and put it on your swatch sheet, because it does have names. Some of them do have names. And that reddish tone I was talking about, that's called sanguine. And this must be granite. That must be granite. Okay. So it looks like from the front of this little brochure that they also have like metallic colors. And from the looks of it, they have actual gouache pens too. Ooh, how fun is that? Let's see. Yes, they have metallic sets. Do right now brochure. They have metallic one. Oh, okay. So those are the sticks, and these will be the pins, the ones that look like pins. Looks like you can get them in a box of 12. Then they also have them which makeup face paint. Interesting. This is showing a set that's geared towards using them on your window. That'd be a great way to learn how to draw. It really would, especially for a kid to get the window set and stand them in front of the window and give them these and tell them to literally draw what they see. They'll get a chance to trace, and it's going to help build muscle memory. And then you could just wash it off of the window. That's actually pretty cool. They have them for textile, so you can use it on hats and, well, these sets that's made for it on hats and shirts and things. This is pretty cool. Can I find all this on Amazon? This is amazing. Um, they have a fluorescent set. They have the basic set, basic pocket set, and then there's this set that we have, which is the PlayArt one, and then it also comes in the pen set. If I like these, I might order the pens too. I just like the whole pen idea of it. Okay, all right, cool, cool. Swatch it. Let's start with. Let me see if it's got a color. We're gonna start with flesh. I figured that's what this would be called. So let's just see. I have down black alcohol line here as normal just to see how opaque they actually are. They are calling them gouache sticks. So we're gonna hope that they are pretty opaque. Ooh, very creamy. Oh my goodness. Love the oh, it's so creamy. Now, they say they dry quick. So I want to believe that it's probably in my best interest if I want to see what the watercolor effect is to go ahead and move that pigment right now. So I'm gonna grab a synthetic brush. This is a golden Teflon. And we're gonna go ahead and blend out below that swatching line. Okay, that's not what I thought was gonna happen, but okay. Hmm, interesting. All right, let's do this one. This is probably red. Yeah, this one is called red. Oh my goodness. I love the way they feel direct to paper though. It's like it's like using those it's like using a gelato or those Jane Davenport color sticks. These things, it's almost like using one of these. It's got a really similar feel and creaminess to it. Hmm, interesting. Interesting. And we know that Jane Davenport products are white label. That's interesting. Okay. Let's see if we can, if this one is gonna, okay, they'll blend. They move with water. Not as much as I thought they would. It's not as soluble. As it kind of puts me in the mind of the solubility of the eye crayon. You know, I could see these being used more as almost like an oil pastel. I really could. This color is called fuchsia. Wait a minute. No, this is pink. This is pink. I have no idea what I'm gonna create with these. I'm gonna have to think as I swatch through this. Because they, as you can see, just from putting down the swatch, it wears quickly. And this is, and Canson XL is not the toothiest paper at all. I mean, it has a nice tooth to it, but there are going to be some papers out there that are much rougher. And just look at, yeah, those are going to be quick wearing. It's a good thing it's a lot of it in there, but it's so buttery and creamy. It really puts me in the mind of those color sticks, like big time. They're just thicker than the color sticks. You have to give it a little elbow grease to get it to really release and move. And I can see the watercolor effect being used more to just slightly blend them together versus actually trying to create a whole watercolor painting with them. I'm not sure how I got the red right there, where it came from, but okay. Um, Next up is fuchsia. That's gorgeous. Colors are pretty. Sticks are really creamy and soft. I'm gonna give that one time to dry a little bit, and then we're gonna see if we can blend it out. While we move on to swatching orange. It's a gorgeous orange. My goodness, they're saturated. They are so saturated. I mean, they're. I don't know whether it can't be a pigment. The dyes in here are so saturated. Oh, now that one blends nicely. Oh, that one, yeah, that was pretty. I like that orange. That is nice. All right. This is called yellow number. Gotta be yellow number 3. Wait a minute. Let me see. Gotta bring the box up a little bit closer. This is no, this is yellow number 2. Interesting enough. And yellow number 3 is it's interesting that they labeled it like that. Unless the swatching on the back of the box is a little bit, it is digital. Super creamy though, friends. Listen, let me tell you, especially for the price. We won't talk about the price shortly. But this is I can see this being fun. It's not nearly as controllable, in my opinion, as that Woody 3-in-1 that we tried last week. They're definitely just as creamy. I don't think they're as soluble though. That's where the Woodies have these beat. These are definitely less soluble, in my opinion. Not unless it was just those colors or I'm just getting into the groove, because both of those dissolve really well. Let's go and try this fuchsia one that we gave a second to dry. Okay, so it's definitely going to dissolve less if you give it a second to set up. And this is cellulose paper, so I don't want to do too much scrubbing. Those two are beautiful though. This next one is actually yellow 3. Gorgeous color. That's nice. And let's go ahead and swatch out yellow 1, which is more like a lemon. It's almost neon. Wait a minute, is there a neon in here? Let me make sure. Yeah, this is called yellow 1. It's almost neon. It's pretty. It reminds me almost of that paint pan inside Christie's palette. I mean, the color, the hue, the actual color itself. And I see these are dissolving well. I wonder why I was having more of an issue down here with the red. The ones that have the a red whatever, whether it's a pigment or a dye, seem to have a little bit harder time dissolving. Because these four have done great. I can definitely see what they're talking about with the watercolor effect there. Okay, so that's with the yellows. Now we have green number two. Yes, green number two. I was hoping it would not be gummy, and it's not. Thank you. Greens have a hard time, friends, in media like this, especially in oil pastels. Greens have a hard time, man. That's nice. Let's go ahead and put down green number one. I have no idea what I'm making with these. Okay, I'm gonna tell you now it's gonna be a landscape. And it's probably not gonna be the prettiest thing in the world because I don't these are not controllable. The media, the stick itself is so big, there's no point to work with. So yeah, this is definitely gonna be like a have fun project. And greens normally have a hard time, like I said. That one doesn't dissolve as well. I think it did better than the red though, which is surprising. Yeah, that one not so much. Okay, I'm interested. Once I do this, I'm gonna also do a blend test of them dry. I want to see how they work that way too. Um, Next up, we have this is uh, turquoise. Nice, got a nice turquoise. Ooh, nice turquoise. So my best friend's partner, um, we celebrated his birthday this weekend, and yesterday we went to Cheesecake Factory to eat. Now, the last time I went to a Cheesecake Factory, friends, was oh my goodness, let's just say it's been a long, long time, long time. And one of the reasons I stopped going is because their menu has started to grow ridiculously big. You needed a week to study it in order to decide on what you were going to be eating. Um, and the food wasn't all that good. That's my opinion. And that was back then. Well, we went yesterday. Now, make no mistake, it has not changed that you need a week to study the menu. As a matter of fact, it has gotten worse. I feel like you need a week and a half and an instructor to stand in front of you in order to get through the Cheesecake Factory menu. Let alone the fact that it's like two or three books that they bring you. I'm like, okay, we got a regular textbook, we got a workbook, and then we got a journal to keep track of your thoughts. Literally, that's how I feel. And it took all of us the better part of 20 minutes to decide on what we wanted um, because that menu is so huge. With that said, and Cheesecake Factory, if anybody works at the Cheesecake Factory, I don't know if it'll do any good, but pass it up the chain. They really need to streamline that menu. It's ridiculous. With that said, the cooks inside the Cheesecake Factory over on Northwest Highway in Dallas, Texas, all deserve a gold star. That food was amazing. It is nowhere near as bad as I remember it being. As a matter of fact, it was good. It was good. And I'm not a huge like multi-chain. restaurant eater. Like I typically like mom and pop top type places. I guess it's because of where I'm from. I typically like those authentic family owned restaurants, things like that. But yeah, man, that food was good. So if you guys are ever in Dallas and you're looking for a place to eat, you know, Cheesecake Factory over, do they call it? I think it's called Lincoln Park. I think that's what they call it. But it's the one on Northwest Highway, right across from North Park Shopping Center. Man, that food was the bomb. And I'm pretty sure I don't like Cheesecake Factory. I'm pretty sure I don't. But I did yesterday. All right, that one is called Blue Number Two. We're gonna swatch Blue Number One now. Wait a minute. So that's a gray. This is a gray. It's called bluish gray. It's okay. See, I told you we're gonna get it together. I'm gonna put them in some type of palette order that I can play with. And sitting here talking about Cheesecake Factory and how good that food was, got my stomach growling now. Of course, I did that to myself because I can't help it. All right. We're swatching Violet. This one is actually Violet number one. Interesting enough. But yeah, so really nice. Had a nice time. Had an amazing server too. Had an amazing server. He did an outstanding job. Very personable, very likable person. Attentive and all the good things that you would expect from full service. So I did enjoy that. And as someone who served, bartended, and managed to put myself through college for 20 years, I tend to be, I tend to pay attention to stuff like that. This is ochre. So sort of like, that's a little, that one's a little gummy. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's gummy. That's very gummy. Right when I talk about doing a landscape, the yellow ochre wants to be gummy. And I don't know, you can see how the top of it is different. I mean, even when I opened it, it wasn't pristine like that. It's almost as if though the stick has started to melt a little bit or something. I'm interested. They call that bluish gray. That's interesting. All right, let's go ahead and finish getting these swatched so we can get to playing with them and see what we're gonna possibly try to do with them. This next one is called. I think this one is granite. Granite, sanguine, brown, tobacco. Okay. Yeah, I think this one is the granite one. Gorgeous, sort of maroony color. It definitely has. Yeah, it gives me maroon wine. I would have put that up there, honestly, if I had known how I was going to swatch out, but that's okay. Things happen. Definitely want to see how that was going to blend out. I mean, as far as the solubility is concerned, it's okay, but it definitely was gummy coming out. Not too bad. Not amazing, but not too bad. Yeah, they definitely are not okay. I understand that. And see, I think that's why the box says what it says the way it does. And I'm gonna go back and emphasize that in a minute. They were smart with that. They were very smart with that. Because these are not all that dissolvable. Let's be clear. They are not. I think this is meant to be used. I know they're calling them gouache sticks, but I really don't see the difference between this and a temper stick. Now they blended out gorgeously though. You just had to keep working it, but it blended out wonderful. Some of them blend really well, others not so much. This next color is sanguine. I wonder how they blend together for color mixing. And then we're going to do what I do believe is brown. I might be turning this page out. I wonder once they dry. Oh, okay, never mind. Oh, once it dries, it doesn't move. Once it dries, it's dry. I wonder if you can reactivate it with water and move it once it's dry. And see, like that's that Jane Davenport color stick I hit. Now they don't dry like that. But yeah, wow, they just dry quick too. Even that yellow ochre. See, I just put these down. Oh, okay. Well, even the ones I just put down are dry. Wow. Okay, let's do this one. Tobacco. Let me see if I can blend this right away. This is called tobacco. Okay, you can blend it. Ooh, I like that so much better than with the water. Oh, I like that so much better than blending it with water. Okay, so you have multiple ways. I'm finding out just from the swatching that you can use these. That's pretty cool. Interesting. They definitely blend better with the finger. They really, really, really do remind me of the eye crayon in that way. Because in my opinion, although the eye crayon has nice, it dissolves nicely, they blend better in my opinion using them to blend into each other and using the crayons to blend themselves or your finger. Eh, I don't know. This is called bluish gray. Well, I had brown on my finger. Well, they blend into each other. See if it'll layer back on top of that. Oh, it will. Nice. Hmm. Okay. Let's do the regular gray. All of them are super creamy though. They definitely have all the same consistency as far as the stick is concerned, except for that yellow ochre. That yellow ochre was kind of tired, or they call it ochre. This is black. which really should be opaque. I don't know if I would have called these gouache sticks. Custard gouache is pretty transparent. So I don't know if I would have called this gouache stick. This is white. Let's see how we cover our line here and whether we're able to see it even though it's white paper. That lets you know how. Now I want to say that white is opaque. That white, I mean, it's more opaque than the rest of them in my opinion. I'll show you in just a second. We're going to let that dry, and then I'm going to put another layer of white on there. I want to see if we can build on top of that opaqueness. Um, there are a few things that I have definitely figured out already from just the swatching. That it wouldn't even take me to do a painting with in order to uh, say this or that about. I'm giving them time to dry. I'm gonna go in and put a layering strip on some of these in a few minutes. I'm gonna check the comment section. I think that white is opaque though, because I can see that clear as day even on the white paper. All right, friends. So there you have it. There is the preliminary swatching of the PlayArt Gouache solid sticks. Couple of assessments I have made just from swatching. A, these are not as soluble as you might expect. B, they are not as opaque as you might expect. With that said, they are super creamy and super smooth. There's a lot of media inside that stick, and I do mean a lot. And they actually blend better with your finger, in my opinion, than they do with water, although water will blend them and give you an effect. Some of them blend better than others. So I'm taking all of that into consideration as I try to decide on what we are going to try to illustrate with these real quick. Now, I am going to be using cotton paper. This is cellulose paper that I have swatched them on. So we'll definitely use cotton paper to kind of play with them on and see what we can do, what we can get. I don't know where my other phone is. Let me see if I can pull up Unsplash right quick as we give those just a second to dry. I would say because the way it dries is definitely like a temper stick. I mean, because they dry super quick and they do not move. I was curious to see if one would move after drying. Let's do this yellow since it blended so well. Okay, now see, it will still, you know, reconstitute itself if you add water to it, even once it's at the dry stage of not moving with your finger. Interesting. Interesting. I don't think it's opaque though. I would not have called this a gouache stick. Because when I hear the word gouache, I automatically think opaque. Automatically. So there you have the swatching. That's okay. They're okay. They are. I need to look back right quick and see how much I paid for them. Let me grab some paper. Let me make sure it's. I'm going to use a 10 by 7 sheet. This is Academy. Because I want something big. I mean, big enough. Try to be big enough to move around on. Let me grab a pencil and a T square. I have to sneeze. Excuse me. Excuse me. Um, and I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. We just gonna play. Do not expect a masterpiece. We're just gonna play. Um, having a hard time deciding where I want that horizon at. Let's put it there. Something on my T-square. What that was? Oh well, these things better cover it up. Let's see. Let's put um let's put some trees here, and then let's put a tree mass here, and I'm kind of glancing back and forth between several photos I'm looking at on Unsplash right now, kind of mixing them together. Um, and then it'll be like a valley or something. I don't know. Do we want water? Let's see how they blend to make water. Let's put a pond. Do I want a pond in here? I don't know if I want a pond in here. Maybe we'll make that all water. And then we'll add some trees in the foreground. I don't know. I don't know. Let's just start playing. I'm gonna start with what I do with the swatch. Here we go. I guess I'll start with this. I think this is called blue number 2, actually. And I'm going to start by, now I wonder when they dry if they'll layer over each other. We're gonna see. I'm gonna start by sort of, oh, they are so creamy. See how quick the head is wearing down? I may be using these all wrong. Who knows? But I feel like I'm gonna use them like oil pastels. That's how I feel. But I gotta do it quick. And so I'm gonna grab the white and, oh yeah, the white is opaque. All right, I don't need a lot of it. Let's blend it in. So I'm kind of knock back that blue a little bit. Then let me see if I can. It's watercolor paper, so it's gonna take a lot of pigment to fill up the tube. I'm hoping that once they dry, I'll be able to layer on top and it'll sort of give me, allow me to layer like gouache or acrylic will. Kind of gums up. I'll go back in with some more of that blue. Now what's funny is the moisture from my finger or the oil from my finger blending in is, I don't want any patches because I'm going to use, this is a true test. I want to see how the white gouache is going to layer on top to make clouds. Yeah. So I would definitely probably use a mixed media paper with them. That way you won't have as much tooth. Oh, I put that cap on the wrong one. That's gonna be blue on the inside of the white. I'm gonna have to go clean it before I recap it. But definitely, what was I about to say? I would use them on a less toothy paper, unless you specifically are going to be going for the watercolor effect for them. I personally just don't feel like they blend out all that well. with water. So what I want to do is try to get down enough product, kind of fill in the tooth as much as I can, and then I'll go back and blend with water, just a little water, try to get a semi-smooth effect or whatever. Because see, even with the third layer, I didn't really get all the tooth of this paper. So this is the real world effect, friends. This is how it goes. Trying it out in real time. I'm gonna grab a synthetic brush. Number. You know what? Let's just use that Zen flat I was using earlier for the see if we can blend this out a little bit. Get it good in the tooth of the paper. Interesting product. Interesting product. These are definitely not going to be for everybody. And if you, I'm gonna be honest, if you already have like a watercolor crayon that you like, you already have a creamy like gelato that you use that you like. I mean, and um, but that make I think it'll work to make nice backgrounds without a doubt, though, and it'll give you a background texture. I just wouldn't probably use them on a mixed media. I mean, I wouldn't use them on a watercolor paper. I would use them on a robust mixed media paper that's not too toothy, but will handle water as well, just in case. You want to do some watercolor techniques. Now, I'm hoping once that dries, I'm gonna be able to. Now that it's blended out and the tooth of the paper is pretty much covered, I may have to go back in with some more pigment. But for now, let's move this along. Let's keep this a trucking. Um, I said I think I want to put water down here. So I was just trying to see if I could clean it off my hand onto the paper, but yep, it definitely dries on your finger as well. So I wonder, because you know they had like the face paint in the they had like the face paint in the brochure. And you know, I'm like, is it the same product? They just have a different packaging for it to sell it as face paint? Because that just dried on my hand without any issues at all and wouldn't rub off. And these are non-toxic. These are non-toxic products too. I wonder what the difference is other than the packaging. I bet you there probably is. I bet you there probably. One thing is I noticed that it's hyperallergenic for the face one. Okay, I don't really like that. I don't. I don't really like the way that's looking. We're gonna have to go back in and work on that some more. Yeah, not the medium for. Let's see. That's gonna be a tree line. That's gonna be a tree line. Not the medium I would. readily grab. Other than if I'm making a card. If I'm making a greeting card, I would use these all day. I didn't mean to bring that all the way down, but oh well, we've done it now. I was gonna put a piece of land over there, but it is what it is. We're just playing around. Like I said, no one expect a masterpiece. I can't control these things enough to give you a masterpiece. No one. The heads are very unpredictable. The product wears down so fast. And let's throw some turquoise in there too. Why not? And that's the darkest blue. Hmm. I didn't try mixing colors. Let's try mixing colors. Let's see. I want that blue back towards that horizon to be a little bit, just a little bit darker maybe. Mm. I wonder if you can scribble them off on a palette and use them like a watercolor. We're gonna have to try that too. But I think I definitely want something darker back there, but I don't want to mix black. But I don't really have anything else. Well, blue and orange. We can try mixing a little orange back there and seeing if it'll neutralize. Yeah. Ooh, we're experimenting. We're going out on a limb here for this one. Just put that little strip back there, and hopefully, when I blend it out with water, it'll neutralize back there. And then I'll be sure to put some of that orange in my tree line. Wow, that's dry. Okay, well, you can definitely, it's a quick medium. No doubt about that. It's a quick medium. Let's see if I can blend these out or if I'm gonna have to use the pastels to blend themselves. I don't think I have enough in there. I need to put more color in there. Again, wear down super quick, especially if you use them on a watercolor paper. Okay, let's see. Start back up here. Have to cover that again with the blue. Definitely don't want that brown haze there. I don't know. It actually may work out to our advantage later on, so I'm not gonna complain just yet. So maybe you can put them down and do like the water soluble thing for the first layer, and then build on top of them. I'm really trying to figure out how to use these the most effectively. Because right now, I'm not sure if this is the most efficient way to use these. But thank goodness they dry quick, so we don't have to spend too long waiting to continue to experiment. They definitely grab the texture of the watercolor paper and they want to hang on for dear life. And I'm really scrubbing. I'm not going over it lightly. I'm actually scrubbing the paper because I realize it's a cotton paper and it's going to be more robust than what I swatched on. I do like the way the blue and the kind of turquoise is mixing though. This is hilarious. It's fine. It's gonna help make the blue dark when I layer it though. But they kind of opaque, so we'll see. Who knows? Who knows? All right, let's see. We do need to get it a second to dry. That's dry. That's dry enough too. All right, let me see. Let's try. Mm, let's try. Because I'm gonna need some darkness in there, and that darkest green is not all that dark. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this blue and just kind of come along the base here and on my horizon and scribble upwards with it. I'm trying to continue to rotate it so I can get somewhat of a corner. Since this is gonna be a tree line, I'm just gonna scribble a little of this blue down here. I wish I had something darker. I may have to use black. I was trying not to, but I think I'm going to. I'm gonna grab some black and just here and there, if I can get a corner, just here and there, put some of it in. What we're doing now is trying to make shadow, the shadow area of our tree line. These things are huge. I do mean huge. All right. Let's try these greens out. We're gonna start out with this lighter green, which really isn't all that natural looking, if the truth be told, but I'm gonna try to make it work. Okay, that's nice. It's not getting on there. Need to move quicker because I feel like it's drying though. It kind of layers over the blue a little bit. Kind of. Can't get anything like distinct. You can kind of rough in a tree line a little bit. Let's grab some green, some of the darker green, and see what that gives. Kind of mixing it in. Definitely be sure to go across the blue and the black you put on the bottom. I'm just trying to keep. I'm thinking of the techniques that I use with oil pastels. Honestly, I'm sorry. If I'm just gonna be completely transparent about this, I'm really envisioning myself using oil pastels, less of a water soluble product. Now, I do think I want to blend the bottom of that out more. And maybe it's got a little, I don't know, maybe it's got a little orange, cause it's got that little orange cast. Ooh, I've done it now. It's in there now. Put it in there in a few places. That orange is super bright. I have to put it in there a few places since I did it. Let's go back to that lighter green and see if we can just cover the rest of the tooth now. And I don't think I'm gonna blend that out except for on the very bottom. I feel like they layer and mix well like this. I might need to be careful going over my oranges, but it picks up that color on the bottom and pulls it up. I love that. So like even if they dry, if you go over it with another one enough, it'll reconstitute it and pick that color back up, like it's doing there along that baseline. That's nice. Okay, I think I'm okay. I'm starting to understand. I'm starting to understand. I'm gonna go back in there with a little bit more of that darker green, just a touch. Especially along that bottom edge, got a horizon. Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Let's grab that. Try to put some clouds in the sky. I'm gonna grab. Oh, sorry if I hit that with my hair. I just want to blend out right at the base. So I'm only adding water right to the base to fill in that tooth so you can't see any white. And I guess you can go in here and there and like tap. Oh yeah, tap your brush to kind of merge those colors a little bit, especially if you want to get rid of all the white. Not as concerned about it at this point, but a little bit goes a long way from the looks of it. Pull up a few more tree toppy looking things. Yeah, that's not too bad. Fun product, friends. Fun product. Fun to play with. Not necessarily anything that I would be just running out, writing home about to buy. Okay. Let's do this front tree line here. We're gonna do. We want it to make it look like it's closer to us, so we're gonna kind of avoid some of the cooler colors we put in and the one back there. We're definitely gonna go with. You know what? I want to put a little land bank. Let me do that first. I'm gonna try this gray right here, and maybe a little bit of that brown right around here. And then I'm gonna blend that out before I start to layer on top of it. So friends, if you are still here, you're still watching, you jump in the chat, let me know. What do you think? What you're working on, if you're working on anything. Do you think this is a product for you? Or do you already have them? And if so, then what do you think of yours? How did they work out for you? I'm just gonna push that up in there a little bit. Um, and while I'm waiting on that to dry just a bit, I need to figure the water out better than what it is. I'm not gonna have any blue left after this. I'm honestly gonna have to. Um, definitely looks better watered out. Um, let's see. Um, I don't know. Yeah, Terry, thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, they're not. You know, they caught my fancy when I saw them on Amazon. I was like, those might be nice. But if you have gelatos or distress crayons or any of the other, you know, even if you have a set of temper sticks, you're good to go. You can grab kids' temper sticks. You don't even have to buy any. It's just kind of loose playing at this point. You know, just kind of making it. Want something fun, I say go for it, just for the fun of it. But these are not going to make or break your fine art life or your mixed media life or your crafting life at all. They may make it a little bit better. I mean, they're nice. What I'll do with that blue? Is this the blue I was using? Seriously? Oh, that's not even the blue I was using, is it? Is it? Well, where's the one I was using? It's gotta be it. Oh no, it was this one. Well, I'll be. Ooh, you mean tell me you was sitting up there all this time and I was just ignoring you? I am sorry. you for the added so much depth to so many things. There, that helped. That definitely helped that. Now, I don't know whether when I put water on this, but you can definitely see now why I told you use a mixed media paper. Because you have a lot of tooth to fill in when you're messing around with the watercolor paper. Um, let's bring some of that orange up here too. But we'll just kind of do a few spots, not too much. And darker green. Keeping in mind we're not going to use any blue in this. So your dark green is going to be your darkest value in this one. Probably so, Terry. We'll give it a try. Terry asks if you can wet your finger and then smudge. More than likely. We'll definitely give it a try in just a second. I really like them non-wet more though. I really do. I feel like it's a better application to use them without the water. I mean, I guess for some techniques you won't have any choice, like me trying to do that. The water is just, I mean, it's so toothy on this watercolor paper. Or at least like maybe a hot press paper. Ooh, that's what I should have done. I wish I had thought about it. A hot press paper would have probably worked really well for these. Because you're not going to be using a lot of water. It's not a lot of tooth, but enough tooth to pull the pigment off. Yeah, I really wish I had thought about that earlier. Hot press would probably work well for these. I think they are marketed for kids. Well, no, not necessarily. Let me let you guys see the listing for it right quick. Give me a second to take a break on it. Um, and I will pull up where I ordered them on Amazon. And last week when we were looking at the Woody's 3-in-1, I told you guys that those were sent to the studio. And as I was looking back through my order list to find the gouache sticks, I noticed that no, they were not sent to the studio. I paid for those myself. So uh, I took that hit on those. Not that it was a, I mean, they were expensive for what they were. It's not a bad product. I just think they're too expensive. They're a great product, actually. Very nice. DeVito did really well making those. They're just way too expensive for what they are and for the amount of media that you actually get in that wood. Let's see. I'm trying to find the gouache sticks. Here we go. Can you guys believe I ordered these back in April? That's how long they have been in the studio. So let me see. Unplug this for just a second, and I have to stop the live so y'all can see. Okay, so here is where the listing form on Amazon. It says Play Color Art Solid Gouache Paint Stick, 10 grams, 24 assorted colors. And it actually has artists work, an artist doing work with them. Oh, well, on a canvas. I saw them advertised on another site where artists were actually working with them. But that's the listing form on Amazon, so they don't necessarily target kids with them. This actually says the style is artist one. Amazon for return. Yeah, no, they don't. And they're in the pull up similar products are all of the temper sticks and the gouache sticks or regular gouache watercolors. So yeah, they're definitely in the kind of fine art. That's interesting. And here's another solid gouache stick. I didn't see these. This is a completely different brand here though. This is paint stick. It looks to be a Chinese company. And that's 18.91 for those. Now I paid 37.05. Well, that's what they are currently, 37.05 for the ones that we're looking at today. Now, $37. Yeah, that's a lot of money for what I got versus what I was expecting. Let's see. Because you can get temper sticks for like 18, $19 a pack. These are gelato. These are favorite Castile gelato price status. So that's something to think about, considering what you can see that you can do with them. That's definitely something to think about. But I wanted to show you that when I looked them up on Google, what was it? Play art? No, play color. Play color wash sticks. When I looked them up on Google, they had an image of an artist using them to paint a mirror outside. Um, I can't find it. I can't find it right now, but yeah. So I mean, I've seen pictures of kids and artists using them. I don't know. You know, I don't think there'll be anything that I reach for on a regular basis, other than when I get to, like I said, card making, making my sketchbooks, making back. They'll probably work really well on a jelly plate for making um gel prints. They probably work really well for that. Okay, I think I'm good with that too. I'm not gonna spend too much time trying to do too much more to this. You guys see what it is, how it works. Trying to think, do I want to put a foreground in this real quick? Might as well. Yeah, let me see. Let me wet my finger a little bit. See what happened here. Now I just go in here and kind of smear. I'm just dropping water. I'm picking water up on my finger, and I'm going in to see if I can kind of blend the water area a little bit better and get rid of some of that texture. Now this does seem to be working pretty well. About as well as blending it with the brush. Yeah, it works about as well as blending it with the brush. Maybe a little bit more pressure so you're getting a little bit more smoothness. And some of them blend better than others. Like if I was to take the brush and really take my time, I probably could get that much smoother. I'm just wetting my finger and then blending. I really like the effect it had once that dark was added into the background. Now, what I will say is I keep picking up way more water on my finger than I was picking up on the brush. I'm gonna smooth this out and leave it smooth. And I also think it helps to let them dry first before trying to blend them out. For some reason, they just seem to blend. They seem like they blend better once they've had a second to sit up. Yeah, they definitely. Okay, hands down, I'm gonna have to say that they blend better. Put them down, give them a second to sit up, then blend them out with water. They blend two times better for real. And I like this whole hand effect thing. I like using my fingers, so that's how I blend my pastels and my oil pastels with my finger. So I like this. This very intuitive, very handsy on, and it definitely helped to cover up some more of that white of that paper. I even feel like I could probably go in there with another layer of that if I wanted to. Okay, not bad. Make sure I take all my color to the end of my paper. Okay, you know, I do want to be able to tell the difference between the sky and the water though, because depending on how you look at this could look like the water is just going on back. It don't necessarily look like sky. Hmm. I'm gonna try this white on top of this now that it's dry. Ooh. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can clean my crap. Sorry. Let me clean my fingers before I go trying to blend it out. All right. Let's see. Well. Hmm. See, this is a lesson in what I always tell you guys about. Don't give up on your painting. Just keep going. It's nothing that another layer can't fix. Okay. I feel like I want to try to put some clouds in there now since I got this far with it. And I want to try to put the clouds in before I try to put the trees in the foreground. And in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of tell you guys what my assessment of this overall product is. It is nice to play with. They're fun. Now that I've started using my finger to blend it, it's actually more fun than it was originally. Uh, I still can't see myself like just super like reaching for them on a regular basis, considering all the other products that I have. But I think that they're a fun product. They'll be absolutely amazing for kids. There's no way kids won't like this. You know, um, I'm gonna give this a second. I'm gonna throw some clouds in the sky, and then we're gonna even try to put a big tree in the foreground on one side. You know, why not, right? Um, but stick around if you want to see me continue to play with these and feel these out. But I've used them enough to let you know that they're not $37 worth, but they're good. I'm not sure if Play Color is a little bit more popular of a brand than some of the other brand makers that make it. Up until ordering this particular set, I had never heard of Play Colors. You do get an extensive amount of media in these. Now, that I have to say. Now, if you want to think about the fact that there are 24 of them and you're getting all of this media in the stick, I mean, crazy amount, entire full barrel length. The fact that you can use them like oil pastel, you can blend them out with water to get yourself a watercolor effect. I don't know, maybe $37 is not bad because it is 24 of them, you know. So I take that back. I take that back. I don't think that it's a bad price for how much you're getting, and they perform pretty well for that matter. You know, um, I think it's just that in my head I have so many other products that are just like this, and I do mean just like this. And like for instance, if you have Faber Castell gelatos, if you have the Jane Davenport color sticks, if you already have tempera sticks, because tempera sticks kind of do the same thing, they will definitely blend out with water as long as you catch them in time. If you have another brand of these type of water soluble sticks, then, you know, I'm not sure you would be adding anything different to what you already have. But if you don't own a product like this at all, and you think it's something that you would find fun, then yeah, I could see you getting them because you're getting a lot for $37. Although I will say shop around because there are other brands that release this product for, um, and you may be able to, you know, kind of compare prices and all that type of stuff. But I'm not sure if because I've never used the temper sticks. I know there are some temper sticks that are sort of like this floating around YouTube that are super popular right now. I've never tried them, so I don't know if they blend out the same or if they're exactly the same. But I think all of these products are pretty much in the same family, and because of that, I just don't see the reason unless you're just buying them to expand your color palette. You see some colors inside this set that you don't have inside other sets. Wow, that is dry. It's like dry. I, I love that. I love that. And they dry fast. So they're fun. They're fun. They're fun. They are. They're fun, and I can understand somebody wanting them. And I don't regret buying them. I won't buy them again. I won't buy them again, but I don't regret buying them. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can roll in some clouds. Ooh, so we can make this look halfway like it's a sky. I like that. That's nice. Um, a few wispies down by the horizon, and I might take a brush and try to make those more of a solid line. Some little wispies going off the paper here. Have at least three in there, so it don't look three of the bigger ones, so it don't look off to the eye. Wispies up there. Well, I'm gonna go here and see if I can blend this just a little bit. Just get these a little bit of mergeability, just a little bit. I'm using a round brush. That white blends out pretty well, actually. And it is reconstituting the blue up under it, as a matter of fact, and lifting it into the cloud. Now, on the one hand, that's a bad thing, and on the other hand, that's a good thing because it can help add some shadow to the cloud as well. And then if you just had to have it super white, you could go back in with some bleed proof. Although I'll say that white is pretty opaque. It really is. You can just use a little water to just kind of soften your clouds up a little bit. Let them not be as textured. I wonder if you can pick it up from the stick and paint with it. Let's see. We haven't tried that, nor have we tried to put it on a palette. But let's see. Oh, okay, cool. You can paint directly from the stick. Mm. Okay, this may be more useful than I initially said. You can use these a lot of different ways. But again, if you already have gelatos or something of that nature, I wouldn't go out of my way to buy these, but I don't feel like they're a bad buy. Yeah. I do like the fact that you can pick it up from the stick. It's like putting wash paint on your brush. Absolutely. Okay, so with all the different applications you can use these with, and the fact that you're getting like 24 full sticks of whatever this is, the $37 price tag is worth it. Because even if they're not super water soluble at first, you just keep playing with them, and you're bound to get the effect that you want. Let's do some more of that stick painting, and then we're going to go ahead and start wrapping up here. Grab a little of this brown and just kind of re-enhance a little land area there. I really want to try to put in, let's see, where is that darker blue? Is this it? Oh yeah, man, look at that. That's totally cool. Now I wonder if I can layer color back there in order to pull off the reflection. Oh, that's gorge. Okay, I'm gonna use these again. I'm definitely gonna use these again. I have a project in mind using these with like Ganze Tambi paints. I think that'll be cool. But you can turn this into a wash. I wonder. Let's see. I don't want this color. I want to use. Okay, I'm gonna experiment again. And we bought this craft mat, so we might as well put it to good use. Let's see. Absolutely. So you can make washes of color and use that to paint with. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, they're truly versatile. Truly versatile, truly versatile, truly versatile. All right, let me get that a second to dry, and then we're gonna throw us a big tree in the front, and that's gonna be a wrap on playing around with these things. Um, let's see. Are we dry? Wow, we're dry. Okay. Do I wanna? I really do want to put a tree in this, but I'm not sure where I want to put this tree and how much more work I want to put into this. That's the thing. I'm just not sure how much more work I want to put into this. Uh, maybe just I don't know. Only because I want to test it out and see. So I'm gonna go for it. We're gonna draw it right off the paper. Um, it's getting bigger than I wanted it to get. That's okay. It's just paper. It's, it's just paper. Right, right. It's just paper. I know I'm not gonna be able to get really thin branches on, but let's see. We're gonna try. Nope, not at all. Okay, let me see if I can make that solid. We're gonna grab the flat brush and we're gonna paint directly from the brown. Let's get, try to get this sharp. Oh, this is cool. Listen, from the stick, painting directly from the stick, that's where it's at. That's where it's at, for real. And you can definitely use a brush to control it. And they definitely opaque. You see how they cover? I was saying earlier, you couldn't really see it from the swatch, but that's why it's always helpful to do at least one painting and never try to review a product from just swatching it. Absolutely. Because as you can see, they definitely layer on top of each other. I love the fact that you can paint directly from the stick like that. That just makes it so much more useful, especially on like a watercolor paper where you have a lot of two. See, I'm trying to think about how I'm gonna add shadow to this tree. I'm probably just gonna throw some black on there and call it a day. I'm not gonna do too much more to this. I just wanted to see if we could get a tree in the foreground. And without a doubt, we sure can. It would be nice if we could at this point I'm just using a brush to paint with, throwing some branches off the tree. Even over the white. Nice. I mean it's a little light because the white is mixing in, but you know, then you could put you some leaves on it. Let's get it a second to dry. We'll throw a shadow down the opposite side of it. This is very much an illustration. But there you have it, friends. This is what you could do with them. I mean, those are all the different techniques that you can use with them, from direct to paper, scribbling them out, using them on using them on sort of a palette per se. And I am using black here to add the shadow in on these trees, only because I'm trying to go ahead and wrap this up now. I feel like I've played with these long enough, and I need to go get prepared for you guys' Patreon tonight as well. Friends, if you are in the chat, or if you're watching in replay and you saw anything in this video that you like, found helpful, or just enjoy hanging out, seeing how these gouache sticks work, don't forget to sprinkle a little love and give this video a thumbs up. If you are so inclined, you can share the video. Sharing is caring. Help get it in front of other wonderful viewers like yourself. Any questions you have, you can drop them in the comment section. If you're here in the chat, you can drop them in the chat box, because I will check the chat one final time before I'm done. If you drop it in the comment section in syndication, I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. The black is not black in the way I want it to black. But I think that's because I'm trying to mix it into the brown while the brown is still kind of wet. It's all okay though. It is what it is. Let me switch over to a round brush right quick to do that instead of trying to do it with that flat brush. I'm actually just using black to throw in some grasses. Let's see. Yeah, that's better. Add a little bit of water to that. You can do quite a bit with these now. Don't get it twisted. It's the multitude of techniques you can do for me that I love. And I do mean multitude of techniques. You can really kind of get down in the nitty gritty with it. Absolutely. Now, ironically enough, I don't think it could just be me, but I actually think the white is more opaque than the black is, which is not normally the case. But I think in this instance it is. And if you work with them, you can definitely get pull off a composition. I still wouldn't say a fine art composition. Maybe I could if I had a little bit more practice with them. Now that I'm more familiar with uh, how they work, and so maybe I could put off something a little bit more fine artish, but whatever. Now you can go back in and add you some leaves to your trees if you want to. I'll probably do that in the wrap up, and I might post this over on Instagram. Well, ain't no might about it. I will post this over on Instagram as a finished product. I'm hoping to be able to start in some. I'm not sure how much different it's going to be from. I'm probably going to put some yellow because I'm going to have to definitely work the break and separate it and break it away from the rest of the background. When the rest of all that green is there, gonna have to figure out how to break it away. So possibly yellows, maybe putting some more oranges in there. But anywho, there you have it. You just have to kind of work at it. They will blend. They will do a lot of different things, friends. Like I said, check the video description for all of the relevant links. Patreon members, keep in mind that tonight we will be going live over in Patreon with our regularly scheduled Monday Night Live. If you are not a Patreon member, do consider checking out the link and giving it a try. Check out the most recommended product link as well. Definitely gonna put some yellow in it until I make it look better. Um, but yeah, this is fun. This is fun. This is yeah. It's a little fun. Put a few oranges up there because we had oranges in the background, but I don't want it to look like it's the same. Drop some yellow in there just to help bring things out. Tree got leaves. And see, I like that the yellow even layer on top of the green. Eventually, I'll be able to get what looks like a full tree if I keep going. But there you have it, guys. That gives you a really good general idea of what they're like and what they'll do. Hopefully, you enjoyed that. All right, friends. that seems to be it. It was my pleasure. Thank you guys so very much for hanging out. Again, don't forget to sprinkle a little love, give the video a thumbs up. Meet right back here next Monday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, where we will be doing it all over again, trying something new, painting something new, doing something adventurous and fun, hopefully. Now, we do have a few other items left on the need to be review pile. These are finally out of the way. We do have those Famuhi watercolors. We have tonic watercolor review that we need to do. There are some new Holbein colors in that we need to look at. Let's see. Yeah, just a lot of good stuff coming up. So keep your ears to the ground. Like I said, check the video description, check out the Defiant Art website, and I'm gonna go play around with it right now. I had not updated it for November stuff. I did not know that, and November is almost over. I am so terribly disappointed in myself for that. But what I am gonna do is next Sunday, as long as nothing gets in the way, next Sunday I'm going to be doing a live that you can only access from the Defiant Art website. It'll be at the very top of the page. It's going to be next Sunday at 6 p.m. I might throw a flyer and some advertisement up on both Instagram, Facebook, and here inside the community section of YouTube. But it will be a Defiant Art website exclusive video. So, of course, you guys know it's an open to all website. Anybody can go to the website, but it will be a live going down next Sunday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on the Defiant Art website, as long as everything stays the same. So I definitely have to go over there right now after I get off this live and update everything to November. I've been behind. I'm so sorry. Check out the Palm Street link. You can check out all of the social links, guys. If you are on Instagram, if you're not following me on Instagram, give your boy a follow. Help the algorithm out over there as well. Um, the most recommended product list, you can check that out. Has direct links to each of the products that I've recommended. They are all great quality products, but very budget friendly, very easy on the pocket. Um, am I reviewing the Black Widow pencils? I absolutely am going to as soon as I order the set that has the black and the white in it. That's the reason I haven't ordered it. As I told you guys when I first got those pencils, I was a little disgusted with the way they broke those sets up. I understand everybody has their own feelings about them. I get it, but you know, and I haven't shined away from it. I still have the entire list of how the pencils are broken down by sets. Black Widow set, the Scorpion set, the Cobra set, the Dragon set, the Monarch set, the Skin Tone sets, which comes in two sets, one called light, one called dark. Not sure how I feel about that. Or why not just throw all 12, all 24 of those into one set and call it skin tones? But to break it up into, yeah, that was a little tacky. But that's just my opinion. So I have the Monarch set of 48 here, which was 26.98. I need to buy the Black Widow set of 24, which is another 20 bucks, so that I can get the black and the white, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's right. But yeah, so yeah, I wish they just sold all the pencils together as one, but they don't. So as soon as I pick up this set to combine with the set that I purchased, then I'll review, because I need a black and a white to test to give a proper review, because artists use black and white pencils. So yes, I will be getting around to it eventually. I just got to stop being mad at them for what they did. All right. Thank you, friends, so much for joining me. I hope you go out and enjoy the rest of your day. Patreon, I see you tonight. Other than that, everybody can expect the pre-recorded 10 a.m. Wednesday drop this upcoming Wednesday. All right, friends. Until then, remember, as I tell you at the end of every single video, every single live, just keep creating.